second chance story. I was living in Brooklyn, East New York, Brooklyn, Cypress, and I was in a group called Royal Thugs.
I was in the crib and he was outside of my crib running his mouth.
We was going hard, trying to put a demo tape together. Perf moved in this building. You know what I mean? So, you know, we run that whole little area. Like, we used to shut shit down over there, crazy, you know?
And I was trying to sleep and just making mad noise and shit.
Perf, the new dude moving in, you know what I mean? Like, who the hell is this nigga? You know, light-skinned nigga, short nigga, thinking he tough and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you always try to have, like, a mean grill. When you walking past us, like, he tough. You always, like, you gonna beat his ass in a second. Let him walk past us like this one more time.
And I went outside my crib and was like, yo, y'all need to keep that shit down.
Perf Shorty sent him outside to shut us up. You know what I'm saying? So he came outside and was like, yo, what's up, y'all robbing? He ain't come tell us to shut up because that's impossible. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was trying to strong on the situation. He was like, yo. This boy was like, yo, this is the nigga I was telling you about that rhyme, son. And I was like, who cares?
So we was out there rhyming or whatever. He was like, yeah, y'all rhyme? He was like, yeah. So he was like, yo, I rhyme too. He was like, you walk past us with a tie most of the time.
But then I was like, let me hear something. This nigga started rhyming, talking about scratching people's face with sandpaper and shit.
Me and my boy and Perf started battling, going hard. And then my boy, he ran out of rhymes. You know what I mean? So me and Perf was going the whole night, like just going back and forth, killing each other. He was killing me, I was killing him right back.
I won the battle that day. I won the battle 2 weeks later. And if we battle tomorrow, I win that one too.
You're lucky I ain't in the shots.
Nah, but I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm nice.
So after all of that, he was like, yo, I got a studio. Because Perf had a record deal before.
I was signed to a record label called Platinum Records.
And at that time, he was in a group of like 5 people. Like 1 female and like 4 dudes and shit. So he was like, yo, come through the studio. You know what I mean? So me and my boy, we went through or whatever. And then, you know, they was like, yo, spit. Started spitting. Everybody was like, yo, this kid is crazy. I think I was on my devilish, bro. I think I was like a possessed kid. Like everything was just killing people and murdering and all kinds of shit.
I guess that's the first time I would have started to see the business, and you had people that were running the business that were also artists, and they were older, and you would think that running a label, you would look at your talent that you're trying to sign to see, you know, to make your best business decision. But it all turned out that the people that were on the label that were actually artists wanted to put out their music first.
You know, I was just doing a lot of features with them. We put out a project called the Cold War EP. That's what it was. And then everybody, like the public, was more responding to me and Perf, because we had a couple of songs together on that CD. So the public more responded to our joints more than everybody else's. Over time, like everybody in the group started pulling away, falling off, and I was in the studio like, yo, record me, please. These niggas don't want to rap no more. Just record me. Niggas didn't want to record me, so they was stifling me crazy.
Sony tried to buy out our contracts, but the label didn't want to sell our contract to Sony. They wanted to sell all the artists that were on the record label at one time, and no label wanted that.
That fell through, so he decided to do his own independent.
Northern Hostility. Oh man.
The first single that I made is what actually gained this airplay, and that was Northern Hostility.
That came about. We went down to ATL. We went to the clubs out there, seeing how they was doing, going on, whatever the case may be. And everybody know the South got the Southern hospitality. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be nice, but if you come up north, everybody's mean. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has time for anybody or whatever the case may be. So I did the whole switch. It's like this how we do it up north. It's Northern Hostility.
That was the joint that put us on like crazy everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's when y'all already know what it is. Was the theme song for everything. You know what I mean?
We took a Southern beat, Southern flow, and just flipped it. So that's where that came about. That was the beginning. You know, they heard that first track from us, and they said they was gonna put it on the radio. We went to the club. We got a text like, we're about to play a record in 5 minutes. We was like, yo, they're about to play the record. Everybody left the club. DJ was confused. He didn't know what was going on. We all outside, and then, you know, everybody's around our car. Then you got everybody else that went in their car. Everybody got turned it up. You got like 8 cars out there blasting the song. It's like, yes, it's crazy. So that was a good feeling. Coochie rap. You know, I thought he was always ahead of his time, or whatever the case may be.
When I ask him like who's his favorite rapper, he always tell me like Coogee rap, and all that stuff is cool. But he's influenced by Jay-Z, his music. But in his own way though, like he has his own style. But I could just, when the way he looks like Jay-Z too, man.
And I think that I would say that I probably try to emulate my style in the beginning to be sort of like that. I didn't want to do the simple stuff or whatever the case may be. And even now, people will go back and be like, yo, you said some crazy shit or whatever the case may be.
But he's an amazing artist. Like, you see everybody be running around talking about, and the whole hype about writing with no pen. Like, Perf has been doing that from the day I met him. You understand? And that was years ago. That was years. From the first day I met him, Perf ain't never used a pen. And everybody talk about doing it. I ain't never seen it. People talk about they write with no pen. But you know something? I could prove to y'all that Perf writes with no pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude is like an artist for real. You know what I mean? Music is in his soul. He does this. It's nothing to him. I was always the one struggling with my lines. My influences was more like Capone and Noriega back in the day, like T-O-N-Y, Invade and Wild, Multiply, Kill a God. You know what I mean? That stuff, that era right there was my era coming up. Like, you know, I thought they was the shit. You know, because they was shutting it down, you know what I mean? Like, they was coming up too, like shutting it down or whatever. So, they was one of them. Because people used to tell me when I was coming up, I sound like Noriega. I used to be at the, you know, remember them parties and shit, like dudes used to be hungry to grab the mic at the block parties, house parties, dudes was battling, hard body, you know what I'm saying? So I used to be crazy, like wanted to hold them out. My boy was a DJ at the time, so I used to go to all the parties, and as soon as a beat come on, I'm on the mic, like, yo, let's do this. Who want to battle, you know what I'm saying? I was a battler back then too. I don't battle no more, I hate battling. Somebody try to battle me, I'll be like, yeah, you win, you good. You know?
Lunch Money. Oh man.
It's a mixtape with all original joints.
Every time I do something, I always say that it's going to be very difficult to top what I did before, because I don't like to put out anything unless I'm just like, oh, this is my best work right here, and I don't know how I'm going to make it better than that.
We face reality now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, every rapper, they don't really face reality. They just try to imitate and do what's on TV. You know what I mean? I live a real life. Like, this is reality for me. Like, when people telling me stuff, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. Anybody could tell me anything about my music. Half the time they even say, yo, Chance, why don't you rhyme your lines?
It was like trying to get Chance to get in the studio and actually rhyme. I was like, yo, cat and bar doesn't rhyme.
I have songs where I don't rhyme. Like, you would hear a whole 6 bars and it's not rhyming. I'm rapping, it's flowing, the flow is crazy, but it's not rhyming.
Nah, Chance is cool. I think, you know, I think, you know, we complement each other as far as rap goes, because I don't think that a lot of people have everybody tell them that everything is good. That's one thing we don't do. Like, if we don't like something, it's not liked. We'll point it out, tell you what's wrong with it, or whatever the case may be. There'll be arguments, but then, you know, you have to find that center line of agreement where everything's gonna, you know, work out for the best. Because I hear a lot of stuff that shouldn't happen, and we don't let that happen. But it always just seems to work out. We just get the right tracks at the right time. We put together the right songs, and it just comes out crazy. And, you know, this CD from the last 3-4 CDs that we did is just, it's phenomenal.
The music is something that I'm gonna be doing until I'm 100. Doesn't matter what, whether I'm involved in it. I will always be involved in music forever. It's in my soul. You know what I mean? I always go hard, non-stop. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm really born to do this.
You know, they took a chance and everything came out perfect.